Hello, I'm Chris, and this is my Beetle tachometer video. So a tach measures the revolutions of the engine, RPM gauge, tachometer, TACH. And this is a 72 Type 1 air-cooled Volkswagen Beetle. Never came with a tach. It also never came with a voltmeter or volt gauge. So I went with this one because you're kind of limited in what you get. So this run leader was my first choice, but we can't use it. This one does temperature and tach, but we cannot get this wrapped around the spark plug because it doesn't let you do it at all. So there's no way without pulling the engine I can figure out how to run this one on there. So we're not worried about the temperature anymore. I went and got the hot oil dipstick, have a video on that, and we're just precisely calibrating it. So in this car I've been having issues with the generator. I did buy an alternator conversion, so we need a voltmeter. So this one right here was $30. It's a tach, voltmeter, and hour meter. We don't need the hour meter. And the cool thing about this one, why I got it, is because on the Beetle, this is your ashtray lid. This is the one that was on the car and it was damaged. So I plan these projects out. I plan these parts I buy out because I don't want 8 gauges right there. I like this look of the Beetle. We're gonna use the old one, and we don't have to run this all the time. We just turn it on when we want to. We have a voltmeter and we have a tach right there. And then we get tired of it or we don't need it, well, that's why we used our old one. We just put that one back on there. So these aftermarket kits, they want you to wrap this wire around something. And I'm hoping that if we have to extend the wiring, we can extend the other section and not affect this signal wire in any way. So the next thing you have to do is figure out how or where do you wrap this. So this is a 4-stroke, 4-cylinder engine, and it wants me to wrap this yellow wire around the head of the coil. So you hear 5 turns. Let's do 5 turns, and I want you to secure it with the zip ties. 3. So to fit this on the dash of the car, we're going to have to cut into this harness and lengthen it. So we need to go ahead and check it out first and make sure it's going to work, and if the tach's going to work before we do anything. So hooking this up for the first time ever, and then we have to get negative and positive from any battery. We're just gonna get it from that. Oh, look, it came on. Okay, the buttons feel good. Max RPM. Oh, can't beat that. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. Voltmeter works great. Max RPM. Let's see if the tach works. This thing like loads up. Nah, it's ringing too high. So timing light that has a tachometer on it, you just hook this green one up to the negative side of the coil. That's the only difference. All right. That's about average. Another thing that's just kind of confusing me is this timing light showing my timing to be at 0 top dead center when the other timing light was 5 degrees after. So I don't know. I trust this one though. Okay, so these are very cool. You saw all that it did. These are a little pricey, but if you can get one, awesome. So it came default right there. I had to change the setting. Okay, so now I have to cut into this wire harness right here and extend the wires, and hopefully it works. Let me do it and we'll check it out. So we have 5 wires in here but 3 in the plug. We just need to make sure that we're only using 3. So now we're hoping that this is just a regular wire and it's not a special wire that wraps around the coil. I don't know, first time doing this. So what I'm gonna do is run 22 gauge wire, splice it right here, and run this one back into the car because that's all we need. The battery's under the seat. So now we have the wire ran from the distributor to inside here, and our exact run of cable is all measured out. I was gonna put it under the carpet, but that's all contact cemented. I don't want to mess it up, but we have our fixed exact length of wire, and now we just need to calibrate this to the actual tack, and that may involve pulling this off a few more times. I've already pulled it off 3 times, but let's see how close we are. So then we got all right, this is actually better than the tack. Come on, 920, come on, 920. Oh, we're a little bit off. All right, hold on, 880, 875, 880. Look, we're good. We're freaking good. 890. Look, we're good. This is awesome. I can't believe it worked. So we just have that wrapped around, a little loose. All right, 970. The engine's warming up. Come on, 970, 970. Look at that. Oh my God, this is a complete freaking success. And we're doing the testing. Just randomly shut it off out here on the road. First time I was test driving it, this thing just left me stranded because the generator wasn't charging enough. See, this one doesn't charge very good when it idles. So I've been working on this car and I'm just getting it on the road. And the idea is to have this on here to monitor everything while we go through our first test driving so that we know where we are. And whenever we figure it out, we can always hide this. It Velcros off, you know, or mount it wherever you want. And I'm just gonna roll it up, unhook it from the battery, and just kind of stick it in there because that's where our tack wire goes. So I'm just gonna get the box, just leave it in there. That carpet's all glued in there and I really don't want to mess it up if I don't have to. So I'm going to put a link in the description to this meter right here. Very, very cool. 72 Volkswagen Beetle. It all worked out. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.